for himself. I mean, that's if you're afraid that your judgment would leak. We have lawyers in the house. Please let them share the thoughts with us and help us understand it. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Clement. I am on the line.
Good morning, Clement. Good morning to
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much for joining us. You're a lawyer, Clement. How do the judges write their judgment? Do they write judgments by hand and deliver judgments written by hand?
I'm not hearing you well, but I want to first of all inform you that your number, that 73530 is not transmitting.
Yes,
I don't know whether
I announced that earlier, and that's why we're using this number.
Okay, my first take this morning is on this Kano judiciary imbroglio. I was listening keenly to you yesterday when one of these self-avowed advocates was saying that the judiciary is the voice of God. I was pricked in my heart, and I wanted to retort. I was not successful to retort that the judiciary is the voice of God in this country. The judiciary that foisted Akpaju, who didn't contest senatorial primaries and became a senatorial candidate. The same thing with Ahmed Lawan. The judiciary that we all know, judiciary is the last hope of the common man, and I revere the judicial system. But what is happening in Nigeria, my brother? How can you say the judiciary is the voice of God? It's not the voice of God. A king rose in the Jewish kingdom and made proclamation, and everybody said the voice of God, the voice of God. What happened? The next moment, God struck him, and he died. He does not share his glory with anybody. I know a court, and I was in court. The proceeding is going on. The registrar's office, and when the judge and tell him who has paid the highest, and that's the direction of the ruling. It is my experience. I was in court, and I know the court. One day, the judge began to shout, "Nemes is caught up with him." He said, "Oh, lawyers, come on his seat." We had to rush him to his chamber and whisk him to a hospital. He said he was seeing people on red, and they were holding guns. Nobody was there with a red on.
Judges write their judgments. Do they write it by hand, and do they come to court reading judgments that are written by hand in 2023?
Well, the conventional practice was that they write with hand. That was the conventional practice. You know, before the evidence in all these things, in this modern technology was not admissible. Evidence was on hard copy. But presidential election, the judgment was set.
Clement, that's unfounded. We cannot.
Yes, it's unfounded. It's unfounded. But you have without their imprint on their logo on the paper. We cannot claim it. I cannot dispute it. I cannot accept it. But I'm saying that what's happening in the Nigerian judiciary today is a wonder. That is the truth, and we don't know who will pay the highest on our judgment. But it is because. They think it's favoring them, and I hope it's also actually benefiting from this government.
Thank you very much, Clement. I had to let you speak. To know how to type or cannot type his own judgment, then what is the point? What's the point beyond? Cannot, if the judiciary as a whole cannot afford them trainings. 2023 with handwritten judgments. I know there's no law to whether it's handwritten or it has to be typed or any of those things. There's no law to that. But for the life of me, just like those people who cannot believe what some things happen in this country,